Hello, everyone, and welcome to reviewing Black Butler Volume 3 as a Puerto Rican. Black Butler Volume 3 is a continuation from Volume 2. We still are in the arc of Jack the Ripper, so that's what we're going to be talking about today. Now, some of the characters that were introduced in this volume are Will, which I think he had like a high position in like the Green Ripper headquarters or something like that. I don't know. Not exactly sure what is his position, but obviously his position is a little bit higher than Grell. And then we have Lady Francis, which is Elizabeth Bond. And yeah, I think we didn't got too many characters introduced in this chapter. Yeah. Disclaimer for this video, there are gonna be possible spoilers. So just proceed with, caution. Let's start explaining why Madame Red became Jack the Ripper. So pretty much she became Jack the Ripper due to, we can see through the volume that she is just had a very traumatizing past, and pretty much the point of snapping for her was she being a doctor. She had a patient that came to get rid of her baby, and Madame Red, that's a very hard topic for her. She always wanted to be a mom, and I think the fact of someone just coming and just wanting to get rid of a baby because it was bothersome for them, then really made her snap and then just, become Jack the Ripper. And that's how she met Grell. Not 100% sure if Grell came to her after she murdered the first person, or when did she came, but Grell is here supporting what Madame Red is doing because she also wants to have a baby, but obviously for obvious reason she can't. So she was kind of okay with this plan, or just, I guess this was their kind of justice for not being able to have something that they really wanted, and other people just throwing away that blessing that they had, and then they couldn't. Unfortunately, Madame Red get murdered in this volume. She doesn't think it's correct to murder Seal, so Grell is not very happy with that decision, and she stabbed Madame Red with the Death Sight, which, as we know, the Death Sight is what the Green Reapers use to rip the soul out and send it to whatever the Green Reapers are collecting these souls. And as we know, souls and heroes presented our cinematic records. We start seeing the cinematic record from Madame Red pretty much since she's like a teenager. Around that time, that's what we get introduced in the story, and then we can see through the whole story pretty much she keep mentioning a person. She never actually mentioned the name for the person. She always just referred to this person as him. I'm assuming pretty much was like her first love kind of thing. My guess that the person that she keeps saying and referring by him is Vincent Fantonhive, because she said that she met him when she is young, and this is the person that ended up marrying her sister, and she was very upset about that. So, we know that the person that married Vincent Van Zohaev is Rachel, which is Madame Red's sister. So that's what we are getting to that conclusion about it. We can see that the reason why Madame Red cannot have kids is due to her being in an accident, and then that was the cause that, in the future made her not being able to have kids. She seemed to be very happy with, even though her sister took away something that was very beloved to her, she's still very happy for her sister. She's very happy for her sister being able to have kids. She enjoys spending time with the kids, and everything seems to be going pretty fine in general. Until one day, the accident on the Fantonhive Manor happened. We can see from the flashback that Madame Red was going to be at the birthday party for the twins. She arrived at the manor, and at that time the manor was already on fire. And yeah, from there I feel like she fell into the spiral, and where like she have lost everything in life and she's not sure how to keep moving forward. Again, she's mentioned that she have lost her beloved, she lost her sister, and everything that she really cared about she just have lost it. I mean, she lost her husband later down the road. I mean, she married, and then that's the baby that she's expecting, the baby from her husband. And yeah, we can see that she's just like not living a very happy life in general, and like that's how it led her to snap. Even though technically speaking, I think she was being Jack the Ripper before the whole incident with the mansion. I mean, we don't have like any specific dates, but just based how the panels are arranged, I think all of this was kind of happening a little bit before the manor incident, but it did seems to get a little bit worse after that. Now, I mentioned Madame Red being by the mansion the day of the accident, and so there's another flashback in here that is showing her sister visiting in the hospital after she had the accident with the carriage. She was the baby. Talking about how to her to being able to cheer up, like, hey, let's go and celebrate the birthday of my son. Again, we are very well aware at this point that there's twins, but I found it very curious and interesting that Rachel only mentioned one son. She just said celebrate his 10th birthday soon. Okay, my son will be celebrating his 10th birthday soon. Son, singular. Very interesting. You know, this is what I'm saying, that I didn't used to be a big believer of the twin theory, and just pointing out some of the things about I don't know how this is gonna like end it up, because I mean, we know that there's twins. I'm just trying to like look for these little like Easter eggs, like these little hidden things. As I mentioned, why the relative, why people that knew the twins only ever talk in singular, and just pointing out those things that I've noticed. Another part in where they're talking about in singular for the kid is when Madame Red is talking about the manor was burned to the ground. My sister and her husband were discovered in a terrible state. A child corpse was never discovered. Again, Madame Red is talking in plural about this situation. This is what I'm saying. I don't know if they were really trying to hide the existing of the other twin for some reason. I mean, I'm sure it will be more impactful to be revealed in the series down the road that they were gonna be twins. But if we're really talking about from, you know, the point of view of like they're just like a normal family and stuff like that, I don't know. But yeah, what I was trying to say is that it's kind of odd for like, you know, obviously none of this is like real, but you know, we're gonna treat the Black Butler world as like all of the things that are happening are like, you know, in this Black Butler world. It is kind of weird that the characters are really not ever acknowledging a person that was important. I feel like, you know, CL's brother, or I guess the not CL. Okay, this is when it get complicated. I know I'm gonna be calling the main character CL because that's how we call the character for, I don't know, like 30 volumes, I would say, or so. We are calling the main character of the story CL until the other real CL appear. But yeah, I don't know why never anyone mentioned this situation with the twins when we are seeing these flashbacks. Now, there is this scene in where we can see Madame Red right before she gets stabbed by Desai, and where she is saying, "This child is mine." I am very curious about what Madame Red wanted to say with that statement. We will never know, or probably not. I mean, the series is still going on, so there's a possibility of like some point discovering what she was trying to say. But to this day, I don't think we know what she wanted to say in there. So there is this scene in like right before Madame Red stabs Hill, and probably the reason why she stopped is that she is comparing CL to her sister. She pretty much was saying that when she looked at this child, it's like resembling or remembering her dead sister. And I realized something. I think the real reason why Madame Red stopped is because she realized that this is not Seal Phantom Hive. Because later down the road, when they present the pictures of the siblings, we can see that the actual real Seal Phantom Hive resemble Vincent and do not Seal resemble Rachel. So the reason why she probably stopped it there, it was just like a moment of realization, and we're like, oh my god, this is not Seal Phantom Hive. Not sure how exactly that add anything to the story, or how that necessarily stopped her from like stabbing him. So yeah, generally don't know exactly what that like apport or provide to the story in there. We are never gonna realize what was in Madame Red's head and what made her stop. But there's also a moment in another scene where she says that she always felt like a weight related to Ciel's coming back. I wonder if this was like some kind of hunch or something that kind of deep down she knew this was not Ciel Phantom Hive, but there wasn't too much of a way to necessarily like, I guess, know for sure that was not the correct twin. I mean, like there was a couple kind of ways to identify them, not like super successfully. You have to like really be staring at the picture of the twins for like a very long time, so you can actually start seeing the difference for the twins. And due to like just Ciel coming back and being very traumatized with this whole situation that happened to him, I feel like people that approach Ciel just did it like, with a certain like degree of like carefulness. They just didn't want to make him feel uncomfortable after this very terrible tragedy with the family and whoever knows what happened to him while he was gone. I mean, we do know what happened to him because we're able to see it later down the road in the volume, but I don't know if any of his relative ever knew what was the situation that Ciel and his twin had to leave for a period of time. So I assume a lot of people just kind of thought that just due to the whole situation that Ciel had to go through during his short life, it just changed. I mean, people change with trauma and, by growing up and a lot of things. So, maybe the difference in personality wasn't like, I guess, like an alarm to let anyone know that it was not the correct twin. Also, I mean, I don't know necessarily why one of the twin will have to lie about being someone else. I don't know if that's something that you necessarily think on top of your head. It's like, oh yeah, like, he's gonna be lying about who he is and all of that. But yeah, going back to it, I think Madame Red realized right before her moment of death that was the other twin, the younger twin, and that is what made her stop. I assume she probably stopped due to shock, natural human reaction to things. Humans react with shock to things that are just not predictable, and that probably what made her stop. And I'm assuming, as I was saying, when she got interrupted by Grell, that she was trying to say something related to she realizing that this was not Ciel Phantom Hive. But I assuming to keep the mystery going on, they decided just to cut the sentence and yeah, let us discover it in the story later down the road. The rest of the volume is pretty much just Grell and Sebastian fighting each other because Ciel commanded Sebastian to get rid of Jack the Ripper. They got rid of half of Jack the Ripper. They just needed to get rid of the other. Yeah, that's most of what happened in the rest of the arc of Jack the Ripper. I mean, we have the funeral for Madame Red, which I have to say, Madame Red is definitely one of my favorite characters in the Black Butler series, and it was definitely like, it's a volume that whenever I read it, or at least an arc that I've reread a couple times, I may have reread this arc more than other arcs independently for how many times I have read the actual whole series itself. But like every time that I reread this arc, I feel like a little upset because I was really able to empathize with Madame Red. I was able to really get those feelings and seeing her story and seeing all the things that she went through, I feel like it's a little unfair that this is how her life ended. I am not saying that, you know, she did things that were wrong, but also I can be upset that this is just a situation. So yeah, it's always a little upsetting for me to read this volume specifically. I am very excited to, with everything related to Jack the Ripper again. I feel like Grell make the volume like how balanced, like being upset, and she put that like little touch of like silliness and comedy just to not let us be too upset about it. Now the time has come to give the rating to our book. As always, we're gonna be starting with cover / book design. This is the cover for this volume. So for this volume, I'm giving it a 5 out of 10. Even though we have Sebastian, you know, doing one of his very iconic, like fighting with the cutlery, I unfortunately think the pose just feel like a little stiff. And you know, this is a volume and where there's like a lot of fighting, a lot of movement, a lot of action. I do feel like he is drawn in the actual volume like a lot better. Like in the chapters, he look a little more like fluent with his movements, and the cover being a little bit stiff, just I don't know. I personally don't like it. I do kind of like the little lace like details around here. There's another one here. But yeah, I think that's everything I have to say for this cover. For art style, I'm giving it a 6 out of 10. I feel like the art style between volume 2 and volume 3 wasn't really too different. I mean, pretty much it's just kind of like a continuation of the second volume. I mean, in terms of just besides being like continuation directly to the arc, I also feel like the art style was like very continuous for both of those volume. Like, you know, if we didn't have like an actual book and we're just like seeing the chapter by itself, if we see the art style for like volume 2 and 3, like, you know, if they were not like in a book and we just like put the chapter like side by side, I feel like the art style was very consistent in the very just general like arc. So yeah, I think pretty much 6 is just fitting also the same rating that I gave the previous volume, since they're just very consistent in general. Now for the personal investment, this one I gave it an 8 out of 10. As I mentioned, I really love this arc. Apparently I'm still able to really get into it while reading it. I really wanted to keep reading. I could not put the book down. So yeah, definitely some of the parts that are the best in here is like the fights between Grell and Sebastian. Those are very nice scenes to watch. Something very interesting to mention in here related to the fight with Grell and Sebastian is that Grell is able to actually hit Sebastian with her death side, and we can see a little bit of the cinematic record from Sebastian. Actually, he does get hit with the death side twice in this volume. The first time we can see a little bit of like that time when Sebastian met Ciel, and we can see Ciel with like the seal in the eye and stuff like that. That's for the most part what we can see the first time. Very quick. And then the second time that Grell is able to hit Sebastian with the death side, we can see a little bit of a different cinematic record. We don't really see anything related to Ciel anymore. We mostly see just like the routine life that Sebastian do in the mansion with like the servants, and just I guess what we call just like a routine boring life, or I guess compared to like what Grell was expecting to see. I'm assuming she was gonna be able to see like a lot of juicy things in Sebastian memory and all that thing, but she just got like his regular life, just dealing with servants and those kind of things that we've seen in the manga. For characterization, I'm giving it also at 8 out of 10 because we were able to learn so much about characters in here. I mean, I guess one character is the one that we were able to learn the most about it. But I feel like the things that we learn from this character are very important overall to like learn more about the story. You know, she reveals some like things here and there that we're definitely gonna be used down the road to just add into more of the story. For eventfulness, I would give it a 7 out of 10. As I mentioned, there's like a lot of things happening in this volume, like the whole thing of like Grell just stabbing Madame Red, and we see in her cinematic records and learning more about CL and Madame Red life, and just we learn a lot of things in here. A lot of things happen. So definitely, I think for eventfulness, we definitely went up for this volume. And as always, now we're gonna talk about my favorite scene. My favorite scene for this volume is actually during the funeral of Madame Red. We can see like the church ginormous like glass work in it, the petals falling, the red petals, you know, because Madame Red, well, she loved the red, so very appropriate for the red petals to be falling and just pretty much like said the last goodbye to her. All the detail that is put into this like glass design is like quite insane. I know we are able to see a little bit more of this glass design a little down the road. I think Yana does really like drawing them. She is very good at it. So probably we're gonna see some more of this in my favorite scenes down the road too. Now, for the total of all the categories, we have 34 out of 50. Overall, slowly but surely getting more points as we keep reading the series. Again, very happy with that. Yeah, I think those are all the things, my observations, my points of view, my theories about this volume. Thank you for watching.